Mutkulanand, Sip Parathiyama, Sip Bliss, Sip Rumataji, Sip Sagai, Sip Dasi, Sip Atmatray, Sip Raju, Sip Pankaj, Sip Rekha, Sip Kundan, and Sip Yogini, others who are still joining into the call. I have a question for you today, and the discussion will be based on your answers, Administrator. The question today is, do we suffer? Do we suffer? Who suffers and why? Do we suffer? Who suffers and why? So Rekha wants to start. I always say the first person is called the champion. So Rekha Parvani, champion of the day, please start. Do we suffer? Who suffers and why? Yes,
Shiva,
please.
the body, mind, suffer.
The?
We don't suffer. The body, mind, and ego suffers.
So first thing is, do we suffer? No, we don't suffer.
No, we don't suffer.
Yeah. Okay, Rekha says we don't suffer. I don't know whether you all agree with her. We suffer or we don't suffer. So I don't know who would like to go, because it's a very dynamic statement to say we don't suffer. Because Buddha said we all suffer. Dukha. Samsara is dukha. So let us see what Kumar Swami wants to say. Thank you, Rekha. Kumar Swami.
Because we are not the.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam Goswami.
Again, no network, no?
Actually, I'm not suffering. My body and mind will be suffer. Because why? Because it is a suffering, a destiny of our past karma. Destiny of our past karma. And the suffering, when suffering comes, we are having a choice whether to suffer or not also. So that by realization. So number one, no. Number two is suffering is the body of the mind. Why it has come means because your past karma. So whether you have to suffer, your body or mind has to suffer or not means you have to realize you are having a choice.
Okay, no, what you say is correct, but I think you're not. You have to look at the question very clearly. The question, what you are saying is correct. What you're saying is 100% correct. The question, do we suffer?
No.
We don't suffer?
Basically, because we are a consciousness, then there is no suffering for the consciousness. It is an eternal happiness.
Okay, if you say we don't suffer, then you don't have to answer the other two questions.
Okay,
so who wants to agree that we suffer? Who will take that route? We suffer or we don't suffer? Do we suffer? Sunil Chittan. We suffer or we don't suffer?
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
The first question is, do we suffer?
Yes.
So there are three constituents: body, mind, and the self. So yes, body and mind in ignorance suffers.
Okay.
But moment you live in self and you destroy your mind, you are able to discriminate that it is a body that suffers, I don't suffer. It is a mind that suffers, I don't suffer. And you enjoy the Leela. It's like, watching a horror movie and give them Oscar medals because it is all in the state of this thing. But if we ask the second question, who suffers? The next question is who suffers? So who suffering? Suffering is in the body and suffering is in the mind. Body definitely suffers. It's like the first arrow when Buddha says, when the pain comes to you, it comes to your body, naturally it suffers. This thing of what you call body becomes old, disease, and we die. So body suffers, yes. Mind is up to you. If you cremate the mind or if you use discrimination, you don't become sad. When the body is in pain, you realize body is in pain. So then it is all the question of with the guidance of Guru and the grace of God, you live your life, and you always live as if you live as a yogi, you are successful to live as a yogi, then you will not suffer. The I or Sip in me never suffers. So till death, choice is up to you to suffer through your mind. Body will take its own course depending upon your prarabdha. Even Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had throat cancer. So his body was suffering, but his mind was blissful.
Okay. See, we are all answering the question in a very philosophical way. I mean, I think next is Samatma. I'd like to hear Samatma as well, because practically, I think everybody on this call, including me, we all suffer. I don't think anybody can say we don't suffer. It's a lie. According to me, it's a lie. If we say we don't suffer, it's a lie. So I think we are being very technical. We are trying to answer the question in a very technical manner. I want to help you all answer this question in a practical manner. So let us, Sunil Chittal gave a very long and elaborate answer on all the details. Of course, Sunil Chittal spoke about suffering of body and mind. We prescribe, Sunil, the triple suffering of the body, the mind, and the ego. Pain of the body, misery of the mind, fear, worry, agony of the ego, anger, hate, revenge, jealousy. So we talk of the triple suffering. But let us look at Samatma. And let's ask, I would like to keep Sunil's elaborate answer on the table. Samatma, yes, Samatma, what do you have to say?
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham.
Suffering is a choice, and we suffer because we think we are the body, mind, and ego. If we realize, the moment we realize that I am just a divine soul and I'm not the body, then we can go above the suffering and be just as an observer. But until you come to that point, yes, we do suffer, because I think everything is mind.
Okay. So then, according to you, you are saying we do suffer. You're specifically saying we do suffer. So
Yeah,
you're saying, and the body and the mind, you're also talking of a double suffering, or you're talking how many suffering?
body, mind, and ego. But then when you realize you're not the body, then everything goes away. So until you are totally realizing, now we know we are not the body, but it's not in total realization. So once you totally realize it, you can go above it.
So my question to you is practically, I'm asking you as Samatma.
May I answer?
Yeah.
We cannot say that we don't suffer. As long as we are in this body, the body will suffer. The old age is full of suffering. But we can transcend it. So we can transcend suffering by using your viveka.
So I think it's a very on the call. I think we have taken this whole call in a very I don't know, should I say wrong, or but we have taken in the wrong sense. We need to take this call in the right sense. See,
You're muted here.
thank you. We have to be very practical. If we are not practical,
no audio, Sirji.
now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, the connection just went off. I just came back. Okay. So, my dear friends, I want today's session is, I think, taken in the wrong. We've taken the whole session in the wrong sense. Everybody is giving enlightened answers. Everybody is giving very enlightened answers, and now it's Samatma coming back. So, Samatma, I'm just putting this question to you, and Sunil Chittal interjected and gave the answer to that. So, Samatma, you suffer or you don't suffer?
Yes, to some extent I do suffer because I have not transcended that I am not the body.
That is the honest answer. I suffer. The question is, do we suffer? Yes, we suffer. Who suffers? Body, mind, ego. Now, I'm just coming to the question to you, Samatma. Why do we suffer? Today's question is not to say, I am not body, I am not mind, I am not ego, I don't suffer. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? All of you have given answer. Is that the truth, that you have no suffering at all in your life? It's not true, na? I mean, I don't know. I would like to, those of you who have answered, if you are actually saying, no,
Yeah,
I don't suffer at all, even 1%, I don't suffer.
So in 24 hours, we suffer a lot.
Yeah, of course, we all suffer. Kumar Swami, you don't suffer at all, Kumar Swami? Kumar Swami, suffer or don't suffer?
No, definitely, because in the present position,
Yeah,
the
I
mind,
want to see. Swami, I am
Yes, sir.
here to guide you. I am here to guide you in the right way. So this we cannot. Rekha Parvani, are you saying you don't suffer? I am body. I am not body. I am not mind. I am not ego. I don't suffer. Rekha Parvani.
Shivam,
Huh.
we suffer because we think we are the body, mind, and ego. So
Yeah, why do you say? Why the answer you start saying we don't suffer? We are not body. We are not mind. We are not ego. We don't suffer. ऐसा कैसे बोल सकते? How can we say like that?
we don't suffer means we is sip. But the
No,
body
no. See
can't
that. No, to get to that level of SIP, we will come later.
Yeah.
But the question is not that. The question, my direct question to you today was, do we suffer? Do we suffer? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then why we are saying no, we don't suffer?
No, we are realized person, we don't suffer.
Rekha, do you suffer or not?
Yes.
Then you must say, yes, I suffer. Only when Rekha, only when you admit that you suffer and you admit who suffers and you cross over that suffering, then this call helps you to move to that state of not suffering. End of the day today, we should find a way where we are not going to suffer. Why did yesterday we speak on happiness? This is a sequence. We want to talk about A, B, C, D. See, my goal, I am not here, I'm not a preacher. I am not here coming to give you lectures. I have no interest in giving you lectures. I want to give you practical facts for you to use your intellect and your consciousness. That is my job. Every day I leave you with a thought. Every day 30 minutes is like a tonic. You take this tonic and you interpret it, you analyze it. Did AiR talk rubbish? Did he talk bullshit, nonsense today? What did he talk? Was it helpful to me? How did it help me in the journey? Every day we should take 1 or 2 steps forward towards the divine. I'm telling you, I suffer.
Yes, we suffer.
I suffer a lot. I mean, you may think, oh, you are AiR. So what if I'm AiR? I'm still in the body, mind, ego complex. I still get, my arm gets hurt. I don't suffer. I will not suffer as much as anybody else would suffer, but the arm will hurt. I can't deny the fact the arm is hurting. I'm not suffering. That is a different matter. But do we suffer? Yes.
Yes.
Who suffers? Body, mind, ego. Why? Let us come to that question. We'll go Chandrakant. I think Chandrakant wanted to say something. Are you there, Chandrakant? Chandrakant, are you there? Okay. So who else would like to now get to the factual? Thanks, Samatma. You brought some relevance to this. So my point
Shivam,
to you all. Yes,
Can I
please.
speak? Shivam.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Could you hear me now?
Yes, please continue.
Yeah. Actually, as long as we are in body, we definitely suffer.
Yeah.
Because this body, mind, and ego, is the effect part, and it's for suffering only. And once we come out of this ignorance, the suffering will be there actually. But when we get it apart, we can maintain distance. Then that suffering will be less. That's what I feel.
Thank you. So Chandrakant has given the first brilliant word. What is the brilliant word that Chandrakant has given? Chandrakant has said we suffer because of ignorance. Why we suffer? We suffer because we are enveloped in ignorance. We are enveloped in darkness. Including, I'm telling you, yesterday, I must have told myself 10 times. What? Stupid, 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 stupid. Yeah, because the mind is, you can't kill the mind so easily. So sometimes I've written a book. The book will come to you in a few weeks. Stop it, stupid. Stop it, stupid. How many times you tell yourself, stop it, you stupid. Because you are stupid to suffer and suffer and suffer. That's why we spoke yesterday on happiness. We said, hold on to happiness. Hold on to the consciousness, hold on to happiness. Accept, be in peace, be positive. I am nothing. Be happy now. Be enthusiastic. Smile, surrender. We gave a very simple answer. But my dear friends, I tell you, we all suffer. I don't think anybody, even an enlightened person today, suffers, because it's most unfortunate. As long as we are in the body, mind, ego, we cannot say that we are completely free from suffering. I don't think that any enlightened person in this world who's 100% free from suffering. He may be 99.9% free from suffering, but we all experience some suffering. I think, Bliss, you wanted to say something, Bliss? Were you wanting to say something? And then Ru Mataji after Bliss.
Well,
Bliss?
I would like to say everyone suffer,
Yeah.
and everyone all the suffering different manner and different way. Okay, because some embrace the pain and keep the pain inside and always think at the pain and enjoy being in the pain. But when we understand who we are able to change the thing, the thoughts, and not be in suffering, I think.
Excellent. Very, very well. But not when we understand, when we realize. We all understand, but understanding not enough. When we realize, suppose yesterday I was suffering. When I realized, why should I suffer? I am not body, I am not mind, I am not ego. In that consciousness, in that realization, the suffering disappears. The suffering appears. The suffering appears and then it disappears. Because the realization, the suffering appears because of darkness. When we switch on the light, the suffering disappears because the light wipes away the darkness, wipes away the ignorance. Therefore, it is very important for us, whenever suffering comes, suffering will come. It's called the messenger of misery. Messenger of misery will knock at your door. Messenger of misery will knock at your door. Fear, worry, stress, anger, and more. Fear, worry, stress, anger, and more. Till you realize that this world is just a show, then you will be happy till the time you go. So you have got to reach that point. Oh, thank you, Bliss. Ru Mataji. Ru Mataji.
Guruji Pranam Shivoham.
Shivoham, namaskar. Boliye Mataji.
Guruji, as far as the body suffering is concerned, that doctor can remove.
Okay.
We can take medicines, and even if cancer is there, then one can be placed under anesthesia and body problem can be solved.
Good.
But I have seen some people whose business is gone to ditch.
Yeah.
They are unable to bear that shock, and the shock is to such an extent that they are ready to commit suicide. But
Correct.
if the enlightened person is there, who has got little enlightenment also, he will think 100 times before doing that, and he will start a new life with new hope and new faith. So that is the difference. Dukh will come, sukh will come, everything will come. But we have to become sensible, we have to make a choice, and we have to discriminate the thoughts and then decide what is good for us to do.
Ru Mataji, as long as there is no enlightenment, we all are going to suffer. Is there
And
any
Guruji,
doubt that
we
we are?
all know, Guruji, we all know nobody can take anything with us. Then why that person, if the business is tough, then why he can't restart it?
Because of ignorance.
Yes,
अविद्या
Guruji.
के कारण हम सब तड़पते, अंधकार में जीते और फिर हम मरते, पुनर्जन्म फिर हम लेते, मुक्ति नहीं हम पाते, अविद्या में जीते मरते. We are all ignorant. The problem is, why do we say don't just tame the mind? kill it, destroy it,
Cremate
cremate
it.
it, bury it. So Rumataji has read the book so well that she quoted, today she started with the answer with so much wisdom from the books. So clearly she says,
No,
"Ah,
not
aapne
like
kita-"
this.
so beautifully she said, see the physical pain today, you can overcome any physical pain. I am telling you, there is no physical pain unless if you are poor, you can't afford medicine. That's a different matter. Even that you can afford. Why? Because today there are NGOs, there are charitable organizations who are willing to give free pain medicine to anybody. You may be having cancer. There are opioids and there are morphine and there are so many drugs. When you are in a deep pain, doctor will give you anesthesia. Our dear, I don't know whether Surinder Goyal is there on this call. He's an anesthesia specialist in Delhi. So the point is, physical pain, like Rumataji said, today is not a big problem. But what about mental pain? What about mental pain? There was one guy, he was crying because the girl broke his heart. He said, the girl broke my heart into 10 million pieces. What? The girl broke my heart into 10 million pieces. So I told, first of all, this is, you're being emotional, right? Yeah, but we are saying I'm being emotional. Okay, but it's the truth. The guy was broken, completely broken. But the point is that everybody who loves is going to have a broken heart. There is no chance of you loving and not having a broken heart, because that is what love is all about. So if you are enlightened, then you go beyond it. Because misery of the mind, it may be fear. Now the person, Rumataji said, the business collapsed, they want to commit suicide. Yeah, because it is stress, worry, misery, anxiety, depression, suicide. Highest
Guruji,
level
love
of...
is also physical. Sorry
Huh?
to disturb you. Sorry to disturb you. Love is also physical love. Not
What
रूह
is...
से रूह का प्यार हो तो फिर ऐसा नहीं हो.
पर रूह से रूह का
दिल के
प्यार होता नहीं
टुकड़े
है ना.
नहीं हो.
रूह से रूह का प्यार बहुत रेयर है. See, try, Rumata ji, आप बोल सकते रूह से रूह का प्यार. You can have रूह से प्यार. Can you guarantee the रूह से प्यार from other side? How can you guarantee that?
Yes.
Suppose you love somebody deeply from the soul and the other person doesn't love you from the soul. Then what do? So you have to, not only रूह से रूह का प्यार, you should be रूह. You should be Atma. You should be consciousness. You should realize, see, unless your love is unconditional, unless your love has no expectation, you are bound to have a broken heart. You say, forget about your beloved. तुम अपने कभी बेटे के लिए कुछ करते हो. अरे मैंने अपने बेटे के लिए ये किया, मैंने अपने बेटे के लिए ये किया, मैंने अपने बेटे के लिए ये किया. देखो नालायक, उसने पूरा मुझे चोरी करके पैसा लेके भाग गया. How many people have heard this? 100,000 people I can tell you story of बेटे ने मुझे धोखा दिया. रुमाता जी, होता नहीं होता है?
होता है गुरुजी, होता है.
फिर
गुरुजी घर बेच के और एयरपोर्ट पे छोड़ के चले जाते हैं कई बेटे.
अच्छा, तो ये रुमाता जी, जो जानता है ये लीला है माया, कुछ भी सच तो ना. See, today let me bring this discussion back to shape. Do we suffer? Hitkari ji, we suffer or we don't suffer, Hitkari ji? We suffer or no? We all suffer. We suffer. Who suffers? Body, pain of the body. One lady came to me and said, oh, I said, kya hua? Oh, I got such a headache, no. I said, you bloody fool. Take a tablet. No tablet. Somebody told me if I take a tablet, I will die early. I said, otherwise you will die now. You better take tablet now. You are worrying about dying early. So I gave a message to that lady. I said, kill the pain before the pain kills you. I told the lady, kill the pain before the pain kills you. So first pain of the body, we can deal. Misery of the mind, we have to be able to shoot the mind. We have to be able to silence the mind, to tame the mind, to kill the mind. Then only we will be able to overcome misery of the mind. Because we all will have fear, worry, stress. So today I went, you know where I went just now before the Zoom call? I went up to the mountain and I jumped from 5,000 feet in a parachute. Just now I finished paragliding. I went into the top of the mountain and I jumped. And people around me, oh my God, you may die. You may die. And nothing will happen, I will not die. But fear, I have gone up to the mountain and jumped more than 15 times. It's beautiful. Jump from the top of the mountain with a parachute and a certified pilot. Yeah, but if you have fear, your fear will paralyze you. And the mind will create stress and worry and anxiety and teach you the wrong things and make you fool. Yeah, because the mind will make you the horse. The mind will take you like a horse. You lose them. So the point is, if you want to overcome first physical pain, kill the pain before the pain kills you. Mind, destroy the mind. Don't let the thoughts make you miserable. And ego, if there's no body and mind, the moment you realize I am nothing. In happiness, I said I am nothing. This is the way that we can overcome suffering. But for all of you to tell me, no, we don't suffer. No, we are not body, mind, ego. It looks like I'm speaking to 100 enlightened super souls. And then the discussion becomes useless because everybody's enlightened. Then there's no need to, everybody is overcome suffering. Only I'm suffering. Everybody in the screen is not suffering. Only I am suffering from the fact that I am not able to communicate something. Okay, back to you. So who wants to comment now on this subject of suffering? Enlightenment, the path we are on is the solution to overcome the triple suffering. Not only overcomes triple suffering on earth, also liberation from rebirth. But I want you to open your heart and talk about some misery. Come on, open your heart and talk about misery which is known to you, some friend or somebody you know, so that we can really get to the root of the matter. Start. Who will share some misery?
Shivam sir.
Sure.
Day before yesterday, our relative, a young boy, failed in MPSC and he suicide. The family members are very guilty. They thought we have not guided our child properly.
Very sad. How old was the child?
Yeah.
How old was the child?
25 years.
So look at this. Thank you, Atmatra, for sharing. Look at the real life scenario. Somebody known to Atmatrai commits suicide because he failed in an exam. The problem is not in the child failing in the exam. The problem is in the family. The family has created so much pressure. The family has created such high expectations that the child has no face to face the family. Because the child has no face, the child has escaped as an escapism. Correct me if I'm wrong, Atmatrai. To escape from to escape the embarrassment, the child goes and commits suicide. This is such a common thing. But Atmatra, is it not ignorance on our part, Atmatra, as a family? We are keeping high expectations from children and we are making the children miserable. Why should they come first? Why should they, if they don't pass the exam, what is the problem?
I asked the parents, but they are saying we are not forcing him, or we are not bothered him to for the passing.
Maybe it's not parents, maybe it's friends, maybe it's society, maybe it's teachers. I don't know. I'm not passing a judgment. But all I'm saying, there are two things, Atmatra. First of all, it's very sad that we as a society, we are teaching children only academic success. Come first in class, come first in this, get a good job, get good money, get good salary. We are only teaching children academic success. Why? Because we are ignorant. It is not necessary. You know, many school dropouts who was telling that day, the richest man in the world is a school dropout, a college dropout. It is not necessary to be academically highly successful to be successful in life. And only earning money is not important. Now, I want to also look at it from another angle. Suppose something like this happens in our family. We become miserable. Suppose it happens in our family, we become miserable. Somebody commits suicide. But what can you do? It's over, right? The suicide is over. And now this suicide is nothing. The misery will continue for days, weeks, months, sometimes years. The misery, the guilt, the shame doesn't go away. But it's over. I mean, whatever should have been done, should have been done. Now you cannot undo it. Can you undo it?
No.
You can't undo it. Then why big deal? So it's very, very important that we must understand that misery is part of life. That's why we speak so much about consciousness. Why we talk about consciousness, why we talk about being a witness. So many things will happen. Even if a suicide, I mean, I wish that such a suicide should not have happened, right? But if it happens, we have to live in the present moment. We cannot live in that. If you know those people, you should bring back the peace of mind in the house, because you are an enlightened person. You must go and you must tell, okay, it's over now. Don't. Otherwise, they will keep on crying and crying, and they will not stop. I'm sure till now they are crying in the house.
Yes, now I will guide them.
Yeah, you have to guide them because it is over. Nothing can change now.
Yes.
Okay, administrator. I saw the message coming from Dasi, administrator. Then Rubataji.
He says suffering is inevitable because of our karma.
Yes.
However, we need to be positive and accept. Dada related story, a businessman lost everything into ashes, and following morning, he went to the grind where he had a factory. He put the board, business burnt. I shall restart today.
Yes, Dada always spoke about that. And in fact, the example Dada gave was an example of our own life story. That's if you don't know that our business burnt. Our business completely got burnt. And in a matter of 10 days, we restarted the whole business. In a matter of 10 days. And we made the business 10 times bigger. So I think Dada used to always talk about this. But yes, they say sometimes a fire, fire is it's just a saying, it's a matter of good luck. If a fire destroys something, you will come back much stronger. Thank you, Dasi. Rumataji. Unmute Rumataji. Okay, Rumataji is not able to unmute.
Guruji,
Unmute.
Guruji, I will tell you one true incident. We were small and one lady was there. Husband and wife had a fight. And the husband was trying to beat the lady. So lady locked herself in the bathroom. So he knocked the door, come out, come out. And they had a small daughter, few months old. He said, if you will not come out, I will kill your daughter. Now she thought, how a father can kill the girl, his own daughter, he cannot kill. So he remained inside. That person, I am shocked. I still have, we were small, but I still remember that incident. That gentleman, he is not supposed to be called gentleman. He took a pillow and killed his child. And he said, Bahar aake dekh lo, your daughter is no more. This incident I can never forget. Such things are happening.
But Rumataji, ye hota hai only for people who are not on the spiritual path. See, when you are not on the spiritual path, then all these things are possible because you have no control on your mind. You have no control on your ego. You have no control of your anger. When you're on the spiritual path, you realize SIP is in one and all. You realize that mind and ego, me, is the biggest enemy. That is why we are saying it is so important to be on the spiritual path. What is the use? Rumataji, there are people in this world who are becoming richer and richer and richer in terms of money. Kya karenge? कल मर
यही
जाएंगे.
छोड़ देंगे, यही छोड़
नहीं, कल,
देंगे.
is it a very complicated thing to tell? I tell so many rich people who are still making money. I said, why don't you wake up? They can't understand. This is not a complicated subject. I know hundreds of people. I'm telling you, my friends, hundreds of friends, hundreds. Because I was a member of YPO, Young Presidents Organization. I'm still a member. I don't go there. All are the multimillionaires of the world. But they have got, very few of them have got spirituality in their head. All they want is, they want to count the money before they go to bed. How much money? How much money? How much money? What is my name? What is my fame? At the end of the day, are they happy? Are you telling me all the rich people in this world are happy? No, they're not happy. Because they first of all, they are stressful in managing their money. Second, they are stressful because they have to prove to the world that they are successful. Then they are stressful because they have to protect their money. Then they are stressful because they lose their money. Then they are stressful that their own family members caught by misusing that money for wrong things. I mean, how many, there are dozens of things that success kills you. It makes you unhappy. The world knows it, but the world is not willing to accept it. Ye jo hai na, therefore I tell you all, this call is a very important call. This call, that's why I tell you, not only you should be on this call regularly, I should be on this call. We should have more people on this call, as many as possible, because this call can help change the world. We have to, I also told you all need to spend your time in spreading the positive message that who are we, who suffers, what is the way to enlightenment, why enlightenment is important. It's very important what Rumataji said. I know your Rumataji spoke of that, of the man who killed his daughter. Forget about so how often I have given this example to you, that man bought a brand new car. I give the example to you. He brought a brand new car and then it was parked outside his window. In the morning when he woke up, his child had taken a stone and scratching the car. He got so angry, he opened the door of the car, he took his child's fingers and jammed it. The child's fingers dropped off. 2-3 fingers got smashed. When he rushed to the hospital, because he calmed down, he rushed to the hospital, causing the blood. He was so angry. And then the doctors told, we cannot rectify this because all smashed. Small child. Then when the child came back, the father was crying. He went to the car. The child was writing, I love you, Dad, on the car, because the child was so happy about the new car. See, these are the things. What would we do? We are, sorry to say, today's subject, we are ignorant. Do we suffer? My friends, yes, we suffer. We have jealousy. We have anger. We have hate. We have revenge. We have fear. We have stress. We have anxiety. We have depression. We suffer because of the body. We don't realize that the body have pain. Okay, kill the pain and move on. Don't go to the doctor, take some medication. The body is just a covering. Because of ignorance, we suffer pain of the body, misery of the mind, anguish of the ego. And we have to overcome this. Very important. What is enlightenment all about? Enlightenment is the ability to be mukti. Mukti means liberation from the triple suffering on earth and then from rebirth. So I want you all to take this message with you today and try your best to spread happiness. Try your best to help that there should be no misery. We should remove misery and we should help people on the path of magic to move to enlightenment. That's what today, that's why I encouraged a few real life stories. Thank you, Atmatrai, Rumataji, for sharing these stories. You know, there are a lot of painful stories and it's happening all the time, all around us. A, we should not be part of that. We should be above it. And B, we should help people to get out of it. Anybody wants to make a last comment before we close? Anybody has a question or comment? Okay. So tomorrow is Friday, is it? So tomorrow we have an interesting topic, 7:30 tomorrow, Vairagya. Vairagya is a subject not everybody understands. So please be present tomorrow at 7:30. Should we renounce? What to renounce? What is Vairagya? So this will be a talk at 7:30, and then we will have Ask AiR at 8. Thank you for your participation and your patience. I bow down to you.